What's going on, everybody? This is your boy Justin in Rochester, and this is Purple and Gold for Days, Monday morning musings edition. The Vikings win again. They are 6-1. This division is over. The Vikings probably going to be the first team to actually clinch their division. Every other team in this division has got 5 losses. Yeah, okay, the NFC South has a leader at 4-4. Yeah, the Vikings are the reason why this division isn't as much garbage as they are. Yesterday's festivities at U.S. Bank Stadium were simply off the charts. Jared Allen getting inducted into the Vikings Ring of Honor, coming in on horseback. The tributes, the teammates, other former Viking legends, was just outstanding. But this game, let's talk about this game. Are the Vikings for real? Are they not just a playoff contender? Are they a legitimate NFC contender? Are they a legitimate Super Bowl contender? They're definitely a legitimate NFC contender. Do they have what it takes to actually get past an NFC championship game for the first time in my lifetime? Don't know yet. But what I won't listen to is the Vikings still haven't beaten anybody good, and the only time they played a good team was when they lost to Philadelphia. I'm not saying that Arizona is a top 5 team in the NFC, but what I am saying is they're a pretty dang good football team, and we're not going to all of a sudden just move them down to they're just kind of just so-so. And, Kyler Murray looked like he was playing video games all night. No, he didn't. The Vikings defense made him look like Kyler Murray. He had some spectacular plays at times. DeAndre Hopkins looked ridiculous. But at the end of it, the Vikings defensive line got pressures when needed. Zadarius Smith is an absolute man-child out there. He's the unquestioned leader of this defensive front. Patrick Peterson got his revenge. I'm going to talk about him a little bit later On a Day with Mike and Kyla, so please join me on the Purple Code, as well as double streamed on this channel. But Patrick Peterson was every bit as motivated as Brett Favre was back in 2009. I'm going to say this, though. Patrick, you don't need to talk trash every time a bad play happens for the other team. Like when Harrison Smith intercepts that ball, maybe turn around and try and get some blocks instead of going over there doing your dance, looking at the sideline while the play's still going on. It's the only complaint about Patrick Peterson I got today. But having said all that, Vikings offensively, somewhat balanced. Kirk Cousins did what he does. Yeah, 232 yards, 2 touchdowns, but also did have 22 yards on the ground, including a rushing touchdown. But what I said in my previous shows, this was going to be a running game. Dalvin Cook, I predicted for 130 yards combined and 2 touchdowns. Well, if Cousins or Alexander Madison hadn't siphoned off one of those touchdowns, would have been right. But the bottom line is Dalvin Cook dominated this game offensively. In the passing game, Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, and Dalvin Cook had 6 and 5 catches respectively. Very, very balanced. Although sitting at that game, I didn't even realize Justin Jefferson was at 98 yards. Yes, he had a chunk play in the first drive. He had that ridiculous catch later and a couple here and there. But once again, another quiet, almost 100-yard performance for Justin Jefferson. Hasn't been in the end zone for a while. We need to see him get back there and do some gritty. But balance. That's what we've talked about. You try to rely too much on the passing game. Try to rely too much on the running game. Bottom line is this. Some good trends here. Vikings, 5 for 5 in the red zone. 5 for 5. When's the last time we scored 30 points? Someone look that up for me. When's the last time the Vikings had 2 touchdowns off turnovers and real quick? One thing we've been talking about for this team is, defense get a stop or defense get some turnovers. The Vikings go 3 and out or end up punting. Yesterday, they put points on the board. They put points on the board quick. Yes, second drive of the game, second to last drive of the half, where Cousins just barely overthrew KJ, had opportunities already up to put this game away. But I've come to the realization, and SK and I talked about it on the post-game show yesterday that we did, we're just going to have to accept that this team's just not going to put somebody away, except maybe against the Detroit Lions or another garbage team. This team is always going to keep it close. It's always going to be interesting, but they're always going to have a shot. The only time a game the Vikings played wasn't close was in Philly when they got spanked. Since then, yeah, they've had some come-from-behind victories. But what I like yesterday, after dominating the first half defensively, you gave up a touchdown, and great catch by DeAndre Hopkins. It just is what it is. And having missed a field goal, I'm thinking to myself, we should be up way more. But we've said that a million times. And when the Cardinals took the lead, and the Vikings came right back down the field and scored, I said, okay, this team knows when it gets to the point where they get desperate, they know how to turn it on. I'd like them to find the ability to turn that gene on and not wait until a team has come back from a 2 touchdowns deficit to take the lead, or it's the last 2 minutes of the game and you don't have any other choice. But There was a stretch there within 5 real-time minutes, 1.5 minutes off the clock, where they scored that touchdown, take back the lead, get the Harrison Smith interception, score again. I'll say this, defensively, did as well as you could ask that defense to do against Kyler Murray. Yeah, he also had 36 rushing yards too. I think he had 320-some passing yards. So, yeah, he had about a total of 360 yards, but they intercepted him a couple times, sacked him 4 times. That's all you can ask of this defense. I'm just going to say it like this. Do I think the Vikings are in the same class as the Buffalo Bills, Kansas City Chiefs, and Eagles as of yet? Not yet. But they're definitely a top 5 team. I'm still trying to figure out if I have Dallas where I have those 2 teams. But having said all that, yes, this team is for real. And it's time to take them seriously. I understand. Play some bad teams here and there, come from behind victories, games that shouldn't even have been close. Doesn't matter. They are finding ways to win these games. It doesn't matter that the passing game isn't running up and down the field, 400 passing yard games from Kirk Cousins. Bottom line is this team is finding ways to win and to pick each other up. That being said, biggest negative for me, what's going on with Daniel Carlson? That's right. He's not on our team. We decided to get rid of that guy and get this guy named Greg Joseph. Get him out of here. The Raiders are done. I'm officially going on the bandwagon that my partner Mike Castellino said, which was maybe if the Raiders are out of it, calling up for Oakland a draft pick and get Daniel Carlson back. Let's get him back. I'm done with Greg Joseph. That kick yesterday was pathetic. He kicked it right into the guy. That field goal had no chance of getting there, no chance of going through. I don't know what's going on in his head. I don't know if there's something in his personal life. And if that's the case, okay, that sucks, man. I'm sorry. But professionally, right now, he's not getting the job done. And we need to find a different option. And I get it. Switching kickers this late into the season, could have its downfalls. What could have its downfalls is we can't kick a field goal past 45 yards right now. So what are we going to do there? Put your comments below. Tell me what I'm crazy about. Tell me what I'm spot on about. Tell me what we need to do about this kicker right now. Because I just don't see how, with the success you are having, unexpected to some level, sure, but where you are at right now is you're the second or third best team in this conference. You're going to have at least no lower than the 3 seed in the playoffs. And frankly, in my opinion, if you're anything but the 2 or the 1 seed, it's a disappointment with how this season has started. We're just going to sit on this kicker and let him do what he has done and has shown us it's not a mirage. It's a trend at this point. That being said, Kevin O'Connell, he's made this difference. We talked about it. Is it all Mike Zimmer and Rick Spielman? No, but it's a lot. And I'm just here to say that this team is different. Somehow, some way, they are finding ways to give us heart attacks and anxiety every week. They're also finding ways to win games that, like we've said before, they find a way to lose all these games. I am still shocked that when we didn't get that one last first down and gave the ball back to the Cardinals, part of me was like, here we go again. Kyler Murray's going to come down the field, get the 2-point conversion, we're going to go overtime. But after the first play or two, I'm like, you know what? He's going to move the ball, and this defense is going to stop him. This defense is the closer, which I never thought I'd say after the last 2 years defensively. And after all the talk of bringing in an offensive coach who's going to unlock Kirk Cousins and the offense, right now this defense is the reason they close out games. So, again, areas to improve. Kirk Cousins is going to have revenge on his mind like Patrick Peterson did this week. Going to Washington next week. Going to break that game down further this week. But for now, we're going to head out. Vikings 6-1. Please like, comment, and subscribe and share this with your friends. I'll be back on tonight, 6:30 Central Time over on the Purple Cold with The Day with Mike and Kyla, which will also be simulcasted on my channel here. So please share the news with your friends. Enjoy your Monday. Oh, by the way, yeah, okay. Bills didn't destroy the Packers, but they basically destroyed them. Have fun, Green Bay. 30 years. Hall of Fame quarterbacks. It's over. But we'll get into that more later. This is Justin on Purple and Cold for Days. Thanks again for joining me. Like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that share button. Let your friends know. And have a great Monday. We're the only team in our division that doesn't have 5 losses. We're the only team in our division twice this year that has won games. Enjoy it. Let it sink in and enjoy it. Nothing wrong with enjoying a great team. Skol Vikings. See you tonight.